5000 plus. The batteries are powered by industry-leading LFP cells, arranged in a CTB honeycomb structure. Of course, with no compromise in voltage. It outputs at both 120 and 240 volts to support 99% of household applications. A single unit outputs 7,400 watts. So even your big, power-hungry appliances keep going and going. Not to mention full support for EV charging hubs. Connect up to 10 extra battery packs for a whopping 60 kilowatt hours of storage and a 14,000 watt output. Everything's made possible by the smart transfer switch, where you effortlessly connect Jackery 5000 Plus to your home's electrical system. This gives you intelligent control over power from the grid. Recharge the batteries with most third-party photovoltaic systems or Jackery Solar Saga 500X portable solar panels. So, if there's a blackout, your entire home automatically reverses.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the show. Guys, we've got a great little show lined up for you today. About an hour or so of a show we're going to be doing with a bunch of amazing packages and pieces. Now, you guys are going to see some rotating banners like always that we have up there. The bottom one is going to be, of course, our hot picks of the night. Now, those hot picks are going to range from like the 2000 plus 200 watt solar panel kit to, of course, that 1000 V2 and I believe the 2000 V2 as well. Trevor, good evening. Now, you're also going to see that beautiful 5% discount code banner right there that's going to say $1,000 purchases qualify you for a 5% off of Jackery products. Now, we do have Fernando with us in chat. I believe Justin's around here somewhere, and of course, Trevor is the first to show up. Trevor, what's up, my guy? What's up? Now, we have a bunch of amazing deals, and of course, guys, as you see in the title, Easter Adventures with Jackery powered for your hunt. Yeah, power your hunt. Yeah, we'll get those words correctly at some point, right? That's because, man, power outages when you're trying to Easter egg hunt, it's no fun, so why not power it up with Jackery and get you through that Easter egg hunt? Now, ignore the bright red eye, guys. I'm good. I promise, I'm good. Well, how's everybody doing? Trevor, how's your evening doing? I'm going to make sure that I got everything set. I believe we're going to be starting off some cool stuff. Make sure I just don't knock everything over. Now, we do have a bunch of great deals, guys, up to about $2,700 off of products. So there are some big discounts out there for you to be had. Now, we got stuff ranging all the way up to, like, I think 44 to 46% off tonight, which is amazing deals and great options for you guys. Now, we're going to start it off with the 1000 V2, which is a great power station to be had. Now, this power station is going to be able to power your TV, your lanterns, even your kitchen stove if you need to. Now, it's actually down here on that table, which has got a little bit of lighting, and hopefully it looks good tonight. Adjusted a few things, so we've been messing with lights the last few days. Now, that is, of course, that 1000 V2. It is a 24-pound product. Now, at 24 pounds, it's actually very portable and can be carried around from room to room, to vehicle, to campground to vehicle, to, of course, motorhome, to car trailer, however you want to use it. Now, with it, of course, you're going to get 1,070 watt hours of power in LiFePO 4 cells. Now, with this, of course, you get those 3 beautiful AC outlets that are going to do 1,500 watts of pure sine wave power, can peak at 3,000 if you truly need to. Now, with it, of course, you get 2 USB-C ports. One's a 30-watt port, one's a 100-watt port, and then you get the USB-A 18-watt port as well. You get that 12-volt 10-amp cigarette lighter plug and a flashlight on the side. Now, this device can be controlled through an app, and it does have app access, so if you guys are an Android player or an iOS player, no matter what type of phone you have or tablet, you guys can download that app and install it and run these devices with that, which is great. I love that it can do that. Now, you do have a digital display on the front that's going to allow you to see the battery percentage and, of course, the charge rate and power in and out that's being accessed from that. Now here's where it's kind of cool because it is 1,070 watt hours of power. Most standard devices are going to take you at least 4 hours to charge this. This does not do that. You're going to be able to charge this in less than 2 hours, which is great. You don't have to worry about, hey, how long is it going to take me to charge this? I need to get up and going and I need this now. Well, you don't have to worry about that. It'll have that 2 hour fast charge for you. Now, what's even better is if you guys want to, it's got what's called Charge Shield 2.0. And Charge Shield 2.0 is going to give you that 1 hour charge rate if you flip it over inside the app. That's amazing. Now, that's an emergency charging system. So if you really need that power to be charged in a hurry, that 1 hour switch is where you'll need to go and actually activate that. Really kind of cool. Now, 1,070 watt hours of power can be charged up, of course, multiple ways. Like I said, wall plug, 2 hour standard fast charging. Switch it over to that quick charge mode in the app, and you guys will have, of course, that 1 hour charge rate. If you had, let's say, 2 of the 400 watt solar panels, 2.5 hours is your charge time with this. Now, it's approximately 13 inches by 8 inches by about 10 inches tall. That's actually quite small for its stature. Now, it is, of course, UL drop tested with the UL 2743 drop protection. It also has the UL 94V zero flame retardant shell, which all of these systems have. And I really like that for this. Because you have 1,070 watt hours of power, you guys could do a standard Starlink for about 10 hours. You guys could do a Starlink Mini up to about 29 hours. You could do about 14 laptop charges, 20 drone batteries, or you could even do your 12-hour heated blanket if you really wanted to. Now, it's a nice, reliable device. It's going to even allow you to run your flat screen TV for over 10 hours, and that's kind of cool. You guys can do that. Now, I say that because 1,070 watt hours of power, you guys could run a 100 watt movie projector for about 7.5 to 8 hours or more if you wanted to. A rice cooker, about 3 hours. Now, a rice cooker is about 330 watts or so. If you want to, though, guys, remember, an 850 watt tea kettle is going to give you an hour runtime. You guys can plug in that 520 watt double door refrigerator, get a couple hours of runtime with that as well, and that's kind of cool to make sure that it's up, going, and you are set with this. Now, it is, of course, very, very packed with a bunch of protections. You guys will have all the protections you need from like over circuitry, over and everything that you could ever want. $449 is your price tag for this, guys. It is a 44% savings with it. That is a phenomenal price tag. Do I get... Robbie, I'm actually streaming over on the Jackery channel. So I'm actually multi-streaming. I get to play with all these products. Now, with it, of course, you guys can get the 1000 V2 by itself, or you guys can get the 1000 V2 in a package deal. That means you guys can get that system and, of course, that 100 watt, actually, it's the 200 watt solar panel. So you guys can get it and the 200 watt solar panel. I think it's like $699. At $699, it's a 46% savings, which is a great savings because you're going to get that station and a good solar panel. Now remember, if you had 2 of those 200 watt solar panels, you guys can have this fully charged, up and running, and that quick charge rate, which is even better. And I really like that idea that you guys could do that. Great little piece, very portable. Comes with all the cabling you're going to need. Just 2 variations, the 1000 V2 by itself or the 1000 V2 and solar panel. Now, that 200 watt solar panel is a fully waterproof, water resistant solar panel, which is great. Hello, how are you doing? Welcome to the show, guys. Now, what do I mean by fully waterproof, water resistant? It's an IP68 rating. Now, the IP68 rating means it can be left out in the rain, snow. It's not going to damage the solar panel. Now, the station itself does need to be protected, though. So you do want to make sure that the station is not out in the rain. The solar panel can stay out there. And that's why they kind of give you like a 10-foot cable, but you guys can get the extension cables for the solar panels as well. They do offer, I think it's like a 16.5-foot cable for these solar panels, and that's a great option for you. So really cool little piece, Great little options. Two different ways to get it: by itself for $449 or with the solar panel for $699. Now that 200-watt solar panel is a very large and very beautifully well done piece with that. So really kind of cool. I have the one. Oh, right on. Yeah, that's actually a good long runtime for that. To be able to have the DGIE batteries, the small fridge and electric smoker, that's a good runtime. I think it was like Halloween decorations, and I did some Christmas decorations, and I got quite a good runtime with it as well, which is great. Then you add a solar panel allowed to charge, and of course you guys can keep going with that. It's a phenomenal product, and you guys can see we have a nice large table with that. Very, very kind of cool. Now we're going to be moving over to, I believe, the. Let me make sure. I think we're talking about the 2000 plus. We are. So we're going to be moving to the table to the larger systems. Now we're going to be talking about that big one on the side, and of course you guys are going to be like, "What big one on the side?" There's two stations that look identical. The 3000 Pro and the 2000 Plus are identical housings, which is great. They just have a little bit different internals, different battery capacities, and of course technologies thus far. Now we're going to move over, we're going to slide down, and we're going to talk about that bad boy right over here, if I didn't zoom too far. And we're going to be going into that one. Now this is, of course, the 2000 Plus. Now the 2000 Plus is a large capacity system. So much so it weighs approximately 62 pounds. Now at 62 pounds, it is definitely a little bit harder to carry around for some people. And Jackery said, hey, we know that. Let's make it easier on them. And let's add, of course, these nice large 2 3-inch wheels. Those 2 3-inch wheels are actually really great. So you guys can actually sit there, roll it around on most surfaces without a problem. And I say most surfaces. And that's because I found one downfall to the wheels, and that is actually really soft sand. Sand is going to, be a little bit harder to wheel it through. Of course, you're not going to want to wheel it through a mud puddle. You're not going to want to wheel it through mud as well. So do be cautious with that. But they do give you the wheels that you can actually do that. Now, with it, of course, you guys can also do the telescopic aluminum handle that actually folds up into the housing of itself as well. And that's the cool part about this one. So they really did design that very well for you. Now, you're going to get, of course, the 2000 Plus and 2 solar panels in this package deal. Now, those solar panels are going to be the 200-watt solar panels, and they're a large, beautiful panel. It's going to do 200 watts of charge rate and, of course, that beautiful 18 volts if you need to. Now, here's where it's going to get even better. You're going to get about 24% efficiency even in low light settings for that charge rate, which is great of sorts. Now, 2,042 watt hours of power inside this package piece. And that's actually nicely well set up. Now, with it, though, you're going to have 4 standard 3-prong American outlets. That's your AC outlets. And those are going to do 3,000 watts of pure sine wave power. Can peak at 6,000 if you need to go up and above that if you need to. You're also going to get the NEMA plug above that as well, which is kind of great that they added a NEMA style plug. Now, that NEMA plug, though, is only a 120 volt style plug. With it, you have that larger display in the middle. You're also going to have a cigarette lighter plug on the side. That's going to be a 12 volt 10 amp style plug. Below that are 2 USB-A ports at 18 watts and 2 USB-C ports at, of course, 100 watts max charging capability. On a wall plug, you should be able to charge this device in approximately 2 hours without a problem on a wall plug. Now, you will be able to do the same charge rate if you had 6 of the 200 watt solar panels if they're pulling in max charge capacity, 2 hours. For those of you that are traveling across country and doing an RV trip for summer or something, You guys can plug this in and do like 24 to 25 hour car trip while it's plugged into the cigarette lighter plug, and it will allow you to charge this device, which is great. I do have, of course, a summer trip planned this summer, and we do plan on taking one of these stations with us, which is going to be kind of fun. Now, with the device of this size, like I said, you have that charge rate, which is great. But you guys also have app control, which means you have versatile connections, real-time monitoring, customizable settings. Google, and of course, Google Play, Apple App Store is where you guys are going to find those. With the app, you guys will get to see the battery percentage. You'll be able to turn on and off the plugs. You'll also be able to, of course, control stuff. When fully charged at 2,042 watt hours of power, you should be able to get about 60 cell phones charges off of this device. 12 hours of runtime with the 200 watt desktop PC. About 2 hours with the 1150 watt window AC at max capacity. If you guys are dropping it down, you guys will extend your runtime with that. Your 520 watt double door refrigerator should be able to go over 3 hours depending on how much your kids open that door. And you guys all know what I'm talking about. Kids are in and out of the fridge all day long. That means that fridge is going to kick on and off a lot more with this. Now, that 60 cell phone charges is going to be like your iPhones. If you're a Samsung user, you might get maybe 58. 45 drone batteries, of course. Approximately 20 hours with the air pump or even a water pump. 5 hours with the blender if you guys really need a Jackery. Why not have fun with it? Now, you can even plug an angle grinder into this, a weed eater, leaf blowers, table saws. You guys could even do, let's say, a MIG welder. If you guys need to weld up something, plug in your welder and get about 30 minutes of runtime with that welder. 30 minutes may not seem like a long runtime, but it is actually long enough to weld up pretty much what you need. That's actually going to be great for those of you that go like to the racetrack. You guys go 4-buying. You guys take these side-by-sides out, and you might break something. You might not always have a generator to plug into. So having a station like this to be plugged in, it's a great little idea. If you guys are having, let's say, movie night this summer, plug in that movie projector, run a big marathon out back. You know, most of you are going to be like, marathon out back? Yeah, you're probably only going to get maybe 6 hours of movies at night before everybody falls asleep. Unless you guys are really partying it up and you guys stay up past midnight. And of course, I say that because, well, I'm always in bed like an old man at 10 o'clock at night usually. 14 hours of runtime with those movies. That means you guys can watch pretty much all of the Lord of the Rings. Or if you guys want to really watch a good show, Shawshank Redemption. Have some fun with it. Enjoy it. Now, 30 decibels is all it is, of course, and can be used as an uninterruptible power supply. Or, of course, if you need to, a UPS or EPS. Interruptible, uninterruptible, beautifully well done. Have no fear. This thing will get you through. Now, $1,899 by itself is the price tag. Now, by itself, it's great. It's a phenomenal product. But it is a modular system. So you guys can actually do something really cool. And that's actually, well, if I can get the camera to not wig out, we'll talk about the device sitting right above it. You guys can get this in what's called the 4000 kit. Now, why is it a 4000 kit? And that's because, well, you're going to get a battery, the station, and those 2 solar panels. Now, that's a $29.99 package deal. That's right, $2,999 is that package deal. Now, because you have a battery, you just doubled your battery capacity, which means you doubled your runtime on everything we just talked about. So 24 hours with that 200 watt desktop PC, about 120 cell phone charges, over 28 hours with the movie projector, 4 hours with that 1150 watt window AC at 60 degrees. Now, if you're rolling around in 60 degrees, you're probably my wife, and that's okay. If you're like me, 69 to 70 is fine. I don't always need it Arctic cold. Now, with that being said, the battery does weigh a little bit, guys. So you're going to have, of course, the station below it, that's 62 pounds. You're going to have that piece above it. That's another 40 plus pounds without a problem. And then, of course, 2 solar panels in that kit. Now, the whole system does give you guys cabling, which means you guys can plug the battery into, of course, the system. When it links up, you guys are good to go. you guys can actually add up to 5 batteries. Now, here's where it's cool. Because you added that single battery, you now are eligible to sign up for the residential clean energy or green energy credit program and see about getting a tax credit. Now, I know everybody's a little up in the air with it right now, but hey, that tax credit may still be there for you, so why not try and fill it out? Don't have to worry. Now, the 40% savings, that's actually really cool of this kit. You can have 5 batteries in this system. When you add, of course, 5 total batteries, you're going to have, of course, 12 kilowatts of hour power. At 12 kilowatts of hour power, that's a phenomenally good amount of power. You should be able to run most of your house appliances for at least a few days without an issue. Here's where it's cool. Jackery said, let's not just leave it there. Let's make it compatible with paralleling to a second 2000 plus. And they did that. So the 4000 kit or the 2000 plus system can link with the second 2000 plus system, and you can add 10 batteries. By adding 10 batteries, of course, you have 24 kilowatts of power. You heard me correctly, 24 kilowatts of power. Now, 24 kilowatts of power should be able to keep you up and running, cooking, of course, throughout the day, keeping your fridge going, maybe keeping that video game going, or keeping that TV going so your kids are out of your way. You know what I'm talking about. When the power goes out, kids are always bored. They will always be right there with you. Or if you're like me, you're the one that's bored and you always have to have something to do. You guys could even, let's say, if you wanted to, you could probably charge, let's say, your VR headset for quite a bit off of this. So you guys could take your Oculus Quest, and you guys can, of course, your Meta Quest. You guys could charge this several times off of this. So you guys can have your VR headset up and running and doing everything you needed in that timely fashion, which would be great. So again, 2000 plus by itself with solar panels, or 2000 plus the 4000 kit, both great options. If you need the E2000 plus, guys, the station by itself, that's right, the E2000 plus is $12.99. Great deal. You guys can get the station and 2 solar panels for $18.99. You guys can get the battery for like $9.99. There are a bunch of great options out there for you with this system. So really kind of cool. So check them out. It really is. I agree. There are a lot of great options with these systems. They are hard to decide which one is the one for you. Now, I always will tell you either check if do you need something really big or do you need something small? I mean, let's go there. Because, I mean, you could go really, really big with that as well. They have the 5000 plus. Or you could go super small like the 100 plus system as well. They have a wide variety for everybody, and that's the great part about this. Now, I believe we're going to be talking about this. So, you know what? I think I grabbed the wrong product. I think we still have the 2000 V2 first. Did I miss a product? I did. I was going to jump ahead. If the 2000 plus is not your style and you don't need something that large, that heavy, you don't need the 5 AC outlets. The 2000 V2 or version 2 of the 2000 might be your option, and that's a great little package deal. And this system, of course, is a great little option because it packs the same battery percentage as that 2000 plus, but in a smaller housing. Now, the reason for that is it's less technology, but still packs the same amount of battery. Now, it weighs 39 pounds, so you guys went from 62 pounds to a 39-pound package. You'll still have the 2042 watt hours of power, but at $999 is your price point. Now, with this though, like I said, 2042 watt hours of power can be fully charged in 2 hours on your wall plug in standard fast charging mode. Because this was built with, of course, that Charge Shield 2.0, you guys can go into the app, switch it over to emergency charge rate, have it charged in 1 hour, and you're up and running with this. That's kind of cool with that newer technology. Now, what's even better is because it still has the flashlight, still has the digital display, still has that 12 volt 10 amp, Smaller sizing, you guys can carry it around and move it easier, and you guys can stack it a little easier. Now, you have 3 AC outlets on the front. Those AC outlets are going to do 2200 watts of pure sine wave power. Now, what is a pure sine wave? That means there is no spikes, no peaks, nothing to worry about of sending spikes to your electronics. Now, there's a whole bunch of circuitry protections inside to stop that anyways, so you don't have to worry about that as well. You guys can actually peak at 4400 watts of power if you really needed to. And now when you go to that 4400, it's a little bit of a roller coaster, but not too much with it on hand. Fully charged, 2 hours, great time if you need to. If you had multiple solar panels, about an hour or a couple hours is going to be your charge rate with that being on hand. It really depends on what panels you are using. Now, 2 USB-C ports, 30 watt, 100 watt. I'm actually using the 30 watt right now. I also have the 18 watt USB-A port and of course that beautiful little cigarette lighter plug. Now, I keep talking about app control, and the app control is really kind of cool because Jackery has the app right here for you. And of course, you guys can come over here, and if I want to, we can actually, once it's popped in, we can turn on the flashlight for you. So there's your flashlight from app control. If I hit it, I can go brighter, or I can turn on SOS pattern for us. With it as well as I can turn on the display so you guys can see the display, the 97% battery. You guys will notice that it's actually there and running, which is great. Now, my light looks like it's fully charged, so it's not drawing no power from the device, which is great. But if it was, you guys would see that it's actually got a good amount of power. The app control can actually show you guys the battery percentage. It'll also show you guys the temperature. Now, to activate emergency charging, you literally go over into the app and click emergency charging. Once you click it, it's going to say, oh, we can actually activate it. We'll click OK. And we now have that 1 hour charge time for us. Use that sparingly. That is not meant to charge your device every day at 1 hour charge rate. And I'm going to go here with you. Because it is a lithium battery, you should have over 10 years lifespan with the lithium battery at 100% charge rate. After that 10 years, you're going to be about 70 to 80% battery charge capacity. It's not going to be dead battery, but you still have 70 to 80% capacity. If you use that, of course, emergency charge rate, it'll just push you there a little bit quicker than you normally would get there. Now, not a big deal because it is there to get you through those emergencies. So do use it, just use it sparingly. Another thing I will always tell you guys is LiFePO4 cells. Yes, lithium batteries should be able to hold a charge for a very long time without recharging it. Should you recharge it? Yes. You guys should definitely recharge a lithium system every 2.5 to 3 months if you are not using it. Reasons for: to keep the batteries tendered, to keep them up to snuff, and keep them balanced. When you do that, your battery lifespan will last and last for you, which is great. Now, on the charge rate of this device, because you have 2042 watt hours of power, you guys could do everything you wanted just like that bigger system except for welding machines. I'm unfortunately not going to be able to run a MIG welder off of this because that's about a 6,000 watt welder, but you guys could do 2.5 hours with a vacuum cleaner, 3 hours with a tree trimmer. You guys could do, of course, portable ovens. You could even do 8 hours with the drill, 20 hours with the water pump. You guys could, I'm going to say 34 hours with maybe a 50 watt light bulb. You guys could do about 18 hours with the 100 watt refrigerator, 18 to 19 hours with the 100 watt movie projector. You could do 11 hours with the 150 watt water pump, about an hour and a half with the microwave. And your microwaves, if it's a bigger one, will suck power very, very quickly. Now, 2000 V2, $999. That's one of our deals of the day with that one. Great pick, and that's why we have it rotating down there. Now, if you guys buy multiple devices, remember there is, of course, that discount code with this. If you spend over $1,000, you guys can use that 5% discount code and save a few more bucks with that. So, any questions about those systems that we have shown thus far? I don't see no questions. So maybe we should move to a smaller system. Now, this is what's called 240 V2 or version 2. Now, the 240 V2 is 256 watt hours of power that can be fully charged in under 2 hours without a problem. No issues. It's an 8-pound package. 8 pounds, you guys can carry this anywhere. It has an AC outlet that's going to do 300 watts of pure sine wave power, can peak at 600. Hello, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. Now, with it, of course, you have the USB-C port that's going to do 100 watts bidirectional. You also have a USB-C port at 15 watts bidirectional. Now, you have, of course, the 12-volt 10-amp cigarette lighter plug, and you have the flashlight on the side with this. Now, you have that beautiful display. I like them. I haven't used the other two, so I have no comparison to those other systems. I have no comparison to the other systems. I haven't used either of those. So I personally could not talk about those. I've only used these ones and a couple others. They are phenomenally well done products from all of my testing. I've done a lot of testing. I've done a lot of usages with these. I pretty much have most of them. Yeah, I mean, definitely. There's a lot of great options for your laptop charging. The 2000 V2 would do well for that. You could also do up to the larger ones like the 3000 Plus, the 2000 Pro, or the 3000 Pro, 2000 Plus, like the 1000 Plus system with extra batteries. Or if you really wanted to, they have another large one right there, which would do well. Now, would this 240 V2 be good for a gaming laptop? No. I'm always honest. Now, this is a great piece. Great little options, bunch of different connections, can do quite a bit. You guys will be able to do, let's say, your Wi-Fi router for over 14 hours of runtime off of this. You could technically charge your 80-watt laptop at least 4 to 5 times without a problem. You could do your drone batteries off of this. No issues at all with that. Now, drones should be able to do multiple drones with that, at least 4 drone batteries. How much does it weigh? This is 8 pounds. This is only 8 pounds. This could be put in a backpack, taking hiking, camping without a problem. At 8 pounds, this is great. The 2000 V2 weighs approximately 39 pounds. The 1000 V2 is about 24 pounds. So like the bigger unit, like the 3000 Pro is about 64 pounds, has wheels. The 5000 Plus is 132 pounds, if that's kind of what you're getting at. So yeah, like the bigger systems do have some weight, but there are a lot of different variations with this. Will the charge last for days? Yes. You should be able to charge this, leave it running for multiple days without a problem. If you are using it, it really will depend on what you have plugged in, how much power you're drawing off of it, and the battery capacity of the system. So it's just all to do with everything and all that. Now, 12 cell phone batteries, guys, you can do with this without a problem, but it is a great portable little device. $179 is the price point for this by itself. Now, if you really wanted to, though, you guys can get the perfect bug out bag package. This is 11 pounds. At 11 pounds, you have the 240 V2 and the Mini 40 solar panel. At 11 pounds, you guys can take this camping, hiking, and everything. It'll take you about 7 hours to fully charge this with this Mini 40 solar panel, but it can be done without a problem. Waterproof, water resistant. It's about 12 inches tall, 10 inches wide, ½ inch thick, but it actually opens up quite a bit. Now, this is where it's kind of cool. Monocrystalline solar cells, fully waterproof, water resistant, but a 2-pound solar panel. At 2.5 pounds, guys, the solar panel is very, very light. It is the size of a notebook, and you can be put in a backpack without a problem. This is a great little option for you. Yo, anytime. If you have more questions, always ask. We have no problems answering those questions. So 240 V2 by itself, $179, great price point. 240 V2 with Mini 40 solar panel, $249. I'm always going to tell you guys, go for the package deal. You can't go wrong when you have a solar panel. It really makes stuff a lot easier in times of need. I mean, because not everybody's going to be able to plug something into a wall and recharge it. Solar panels will save you that time and hassle, especially if you're out hiking, camping, or traveling. Having a solar panel to have that charging capability is really kind of cool. Now, we are talking about solar panels, so why not talk about a very large solar panel, the 200 watt panel. Now, that 200 watt panel, I'm going to have a video for you. Let's see. I believe I have a video for you. There it is. This is the 200 watt panel. Now, this is an IP68 rated solar panel. This is a large panel that comes with that 2000 V2 kit. It comes with, of course, that 1000 V2 kit, the 2000 Plus, and, of course, the 3000 Pros and a few other kits. This is a large panel. Now, this panel has a sunlight angle indicator, so you guys can actually set it up at that 20 to 25 degree angle and hit the sun perfectly well. Now, by doing that, it's going to give you guys that full charge rate. Now, by also doing that, that means even in low light settings, you're going to get a percentage of up to about 24.3% efficiency in converting light to power. It is a monocrystalline solar cell. Now, monocrystalline is a great cell system. It's a great, phenomenal little piece. It is a trifold design, but it is a quad panel. It has 3 kickstands. Comes with that 10-foot cable. Now, that 10-foot cable is a large cable, and that cable is perfectly well set for those of you that need a large cable of that size. Now, that cable is going to make you have a nice reach, but if you need an extension, they also offer a 16.5-foot cable out there for you. And that's kind of cool that they offer those longer cables for people that need the extra cable length. Now, with this, of course, IP68 rating, leave it out in the rain, it's not going to hurt it. Leave it out in a dust storm, it's not going to hurt it. Take a hose to it, wash it off, and you should be up and running with this. Can work with the 1000 V2, the 2000 V2, the 2000 Plus, 3000 Pro, and the 5000 Plus system without a problem. Now, you guys can see right there, we just had it hooked up to the 3000 and no issues whatsoever. $479. Normally it's $700. It's a 31% savings tonight, which is a great deal for you. So if you guys need 200 watt panel. Now, we showed you guys the 2000 V2. You guys can get, of course, the 2000 V2 and dual solar panel kit for like $24.99. At $24.99, guys, you're going to get that 2000 V2, which is sitting right there, and 2 of those 200 watt solar panels. Phenomenal price package for that. I do apologize, everybody. I need a sip of water. Now, since we showed you guys the panel, we showed you guys the 2000 V2, we're going to jump past that, and we're going to talk about the 3000 Pro. Now, the 3000 Pro is a larger system. Now, the 3000 Pro is a beautiful system, but it is a standalone battery capacity system. Now, just like the 2000 Plus, it is the same housing, but it weighs a little bit more. This is a 64-pound station. Now, at 64 pounds, it is $1,800, which is a great price point. That is a 36% savings. But you get 3,024 watt hours of power inside this system. Now, with this, of course, your charge rate's going to change a little bit. First and foremost, 2.5 hours on a wall plug, you're up and running without an issue. Or if you had 6 of those 200 watt solar panels, 3.5 hours will be your charge time. Now, 3.5 hours to give you over 3,000 watt hours of power is a decent charge rate for you. Now, just like that other one, it actually has those beautiful large 3-inch wheels allow you to roll it around carpet, concrete, grass, dirt, your pavement, whatever you want. Telescopic aluminum handles also going to give you that user-friendliness. With the device, you're going to have the 5 AC outlets. You're going to have that NEMA plug and, of course, your standard 3 prongs. All 120 volts, all 3,000 watts of pure sine wave power. But they can all peak at 6,000 if you truly need that extra little power with this. Now, with it, you have 2 USB-C ports, 2 USB-A ports, that 12-volt 10-amp cigarette lighter plug, and that beautiful display. Now, I talk about the cigarette lighter plug quite a bit with these, but you can't see them on this. And of course, if I come over here, I have no nails, but we'll pop it up. There is your plug right here. And it is, of course, covered. If you break the cover off, don't feel bad. It's not going to matter. It's just, of course, a nice little cover to keep dust and stuff out of it. Or if you guys live in like certain states that have spiders, you keep spiders and scorpions out of there or whatever you want. Now, if I turn this on, you guys will notice that the display is going to come over here and kick on. It's a nice, large display. It also has large orange handles that's going to allow you to lift it up and pick it up and put it on tables like I do. Some of you need a buddy to help you lift it up. I'm doing this all by myself, but hey, it's all good. It's all good. Now, with your charge rate, your charge time, remember, you guys can use this in -4-degree weather. So -4 degrees is perfectly well. It has 9 temperature sensors. It has 12 forms of protection. It has built-in fans to take and cool down the electronics and the batteries while they're charging. Now, with the real-time monitoring and the usage, you guys should be able to do, let's say, over 5 hours with the refrigerator, over 3 hours with 1150-watt window AC at max cooling, or it's 35 hours with that 60-watt flat-screen TV if you needed to. Are they're electron? You know, that is a question outside of my range, Winston. I do not know that answer. Hey, Fernando. Somebody is asking if these are EMP protected. I do not. I honestly, Winston, I don't know that one. That's the first time I've actually been asked that. That's something I don't know. Hey, where's Justin? I'll try and get you that answer. I don't know that answer though. That was a good one though. First time for that one. Now, with this, of course, guys, you can do, let's say, your 800-watt oven off of this, your microwave. You could do blenders. You guys could do that welding machine for over an hour on this. You guys can do a weed eater, hand drills, electric drills, lawnmowers, 101 cell phones, 70 drone batteries, maybe 6 to 7 hours with the space heater. With this one, though, on hand. Now, it is a great option if you need that movie night out back, 21 hours, it can up and running. For those of you that need, let's say, coffee maker, maybe 5 hours of runtime. Yes, you did, Fernando. EMP. Nope, EMP. I'm having actually Jackery member check that for you, Winston. Hey, no problem, Fernando. Yeah, that one got me off guard too. I don't know. I don't have that answer. So 3000 Pro, guys, $1,800. Great price point by itself if you truly need. But you guys can get it in a package deal. And the package deal is what I always gear you towards. So if you want that 3000 Pro, you guys can get it with like 2 of the 200-watt solar panels for like $21.99. That means you're going to have the system in 2 of their large panels, which is great panels. I really believe in these 200-watt panels. They're a phenomenally well done panel. And they're a beautiful panel, guys. If you guys need that, definitely check that out. At $21.99, it's a great deal, but you guys can also get the... You know what? I think it's the 2000 plus you guys can get. You guys can get like the 2000 plus, which is the system next to it, with the 500-watt panel, if I can remember correctly, for like $3,100. And that 500-watt panel is their newer panel. It's a large panel. It's a crazy big panel. The 500-watt panel is made from 6 85-watt panels, all interlinked with, of course, that beautiful cabling if you need to, and everything else with that. So great options, great pieces for you. Now we are going to be talking about a larger system, and I'm going to be talking about that system right here. With this, we're going to talk about the 5000 plus. Now the 5000 plus is a large, beautiful system that's meant for running your off the grid living, your home living, or just emergencies. It's up to you how you want to do this. Now, it is 132 pounds. At 132 pounds, it is a little bit heavy, and I will admit that. Now, they did well with it, guys, so don't worry about it. You can roll it around. It's not a problem. They have a nice little handle, has large wheels, also has locking casters on the front. Now, with it, though, you have 5,040 watt hours of power in a system of this size. Now, you are seeing the front panel of this. Now, the front panel, of course, has 4 AC outlets. The 4 AC outlets on this are going to do 7,200 watts of pure sine wave power. 7,200 watts of power is a lot of power. 5,000 watts of power, or 5,040 watt hours of power, should run most of your devices for most of the day without a problem in your house. What's that gonna read? Hopefully, I muted that in time. Was not expecting to sneeze. Now, with it though, you also have the 2 USB-A ports, the 2 USB-C ports, 18 watt ports, and 100 watt ports. You have that 12 volt 10 amp cigarette lighter plug on that front, which is great, and it's going to do well for you. The whole front panel is nicely well organized, so you guys can use this just as it is. That's great. It's an amazing little piece. You don't have to worry about, hey, do I need more plugs? Well, do you? Well, yeah, you really do. And Jackery did well with that as well. And that's where we're going to flip it around and kind of show you guys. So if I roll it to the side, you're going to notice some more plugs down here. First and foremost is going to be your AC expansion port on the top. Now, your AC expansion port is going to be connecting port for connecting a second 5,000 plus system, or for connecting the system to, of course, an STS, or smart transfer station, or smart transfer switch. Now, an STS can actually be connected up to your home power or to your home circuit breaker. Now, you'll have to have an electrician wire that up, and that means you guys can run all of those plugs or electric breakers off of this through this device, which then means you don't need any of the plugs on the actual housing of the device. You're using your standard home plugs. Now, below that plug are 2 NEMA plugs, 14-30 and 14-50. Those plugs are going to do dual voltage, 120 volt and 240 volt. That means you guys can plug in your central AC to this. That means you guys can plug in your house dryer to this. You guys can plug pretty much whatever device you wouldn't normally plug into the other devices that we have out there for you. Now, with it though, you also have, of course, 4 circuit breakers down at the bottom. Beautiful orange handles. And if we flip it over to the other side, don't roll it across my foot because it would hurt right now, you're going to notice some more plugs and paneling. Now, first we're going to drop, we dropped a little bit too far there. We're going to zoom on in here and bring you guys in a little bit closer. The bottom plug is your DC expansion port. That bottom DC expansion port is meant for connecting up to extra batteries. You guys can do 5 batteries on this system, which is great. The plug above it is going to be, of course, your AC wall port. That is for your wall charging capabilities. Now, you can wall charge this device at 1,800 watts, which is a 3.5 hour charge rate. At 3.5 hours, that is a great charge rate with this piece as well. That's kind of cool. Now, you're going to also have this panel down here. This panel, when we pop it off, you're going to notice low power solar panel plugs. That's your DC plugs. This is going to allow 1,200 watts of charge rate. At 1,200 watts, that's, of course, a 5-hour charge time on this system. You're also going to notice the high power solar array as well. The high power solar array is going to allow you to charge this at 4,000 watts of charge rate. Now, at 4,000 watts of charge rate, that's less than 2 hours to fully charge this device. If you use the smart transfer station or the STS, that again is a 4,000 watt charge rate, which means you guys can have it charged under that. We don't believe these are EMP protected. We don't have that answer for us. We are still searching that answer. Like I said, I'm a multi-streamer, so I don't really have that answer. But once we do, Winston, we'll get it to you. Now, you guys will notice that I'm going to zoom back out. And we're going to move back up here. Now, we were talking about the multi-charging capabilities of this device, and it does well for you. Now, you have 4 charging rates of this, which is great for this, and that's kind of cool. Now, you don't have to just do that. This is actually can be used as a 0 milliseconds of UPS. So 0 milliseconds switch over, which means you guys can do for like your home data center, your data mining. You guys can use it for your fish tanks, or of course, medical devices that you don't want to lose, of course, power to, or have to have a switchover time with. Now, with that though, you guys have all of the capabilities of charging in 4 different ways, but you guys can run quite a bit of different stuff. You should be able to run a flat screen TV off of this for at least 2 days without a problem. You should be able to do, let's say, your large dryer for at least 3 hours. You guys could do your central AC. That's a large power hungry device. If you're running your central AC at like 60 watts or 60 degrees, 2 hours or so with that one, it's a very, very power hungry device. It's just what it is. Now, you guys could run a quite bit more with that. You guys could do, of course, your house fridge and everything under the sun. By itself, it's great. You can add 5 batteries. The moment you add 5 batteries, you have over 30 kilowatts of hour power. 30 kilowatts of hour power should be able to run most of your home appliances for at least 7 days without having to recharge the system. If you have it charging throughout the day, then you don't have to worry about that system needing to, of course, do that. You'll have a lot longer runtime. If you pair it up with the second 5000 plus and add 10 batteries total, you have 60 kilowatts of hour power. That's at least anywhere from 14 days to maybe 15 days of runtime with most of your lower powered devices. So, kind of cool. Almost certainly will serve. Hey, thanks, Blake. How long is the cabling with the charger plugged into this? Are you talking about the 3-prong plug? It is a 3-prong grounded plug, Blake. It is approximately 6 feet of cabling with that orange cable. So yeah, it's your standard large orange 3-prong, almost like your computer plug, with that one, Blake. If you're talking about the larger plug for like your STS that's going to connect up to your wall with all that. Okay. Yeah. Hey, Blake, thanks for answering that. I knew you would kind of have an answer, but I didn't know you were around. So the 5000 is a great little piece, guys. By itself, phenomenal product. Definitely worth checking out. But if you guys really want to, I would check out the 500 plus or the 5000 plus and that 500X solar panel. Now, it is a large panel. It's a $5,100 price tag, I think it is, but definitely worth checking out if you need something of that styling. So we're going to move from the 5,000 to the 500, which is another great deal. How you doing, by the way, Blake? What's up, buddy? That's the first time, I think that's the first time I've been asked about EMP on here, so that was a good question. So we're going to talk about the 500 station now. The 500 is one of the originals, and it's a cool little piece. Now, with that, of course, we're going to zoom on in there, and we're getting close to the end of our show, so we're going to kind of move through a little bit with this. So this is the 500. The 500 is a great little power station. 518 watt hours of power at $499. Now, $499 is a decent price point, but there's a $200 coupon, I think, as well. So you guys can take another $200 off. So that's like $299. Yeah, I hear that, buddy. I hear that. Except for it was snowing. Single AC outlet, 500 watts of pure sine wave power, 3 USB-A ports, 5 volt 2.4 amps, 3 DC plugs on the side, 12 volt 10 amp, and of course 2 6.2 millimeters. Those are all output charging. You also have that 8mm input charging, which is great as well with this. It has a flashlight on the side. It takes about 5.5 hours to charge this, but you should be able to run a CPAP machine for at least over 9 hours without an issue on this. Or, of course, if you want to, 30 hours with the laptop, 7 hours with the TV, or 9 hours with a cooler. Now, $299 would be the price tag for the system by itself, but if you guys want the system with, of course, that 100-watt solar panel, you should be able to get that for $479. At $479, guys, that is a great price tag. You get a beautiful solar panel and, of course, a great piece of technology. Now, you guys could also get the 300 plus with solar panel option. Now, the 300 plus or the 300 plus with solar panel is a great little device. So that again looks like the 240 V2 right here. 8-pound system, 288 watt hours of power, AC outlet, dual USB-C ports, USB-A port, 12 volt 10 amp cigarette lighter plug, and that beautiful display with this. Now you have that nice little handle that's going to do well. You have, of course, the orange little silicone pads on the bottom so you guys can set it on surfaces. Now you guys can get the system by itself, or you guys can get it with, of course, the Mini 40 solar panel at a great price point. Now this is going to be about $359 right here for this little price point, which is a great deal for you. Now, 11-pound package. At 11 pounds, you guys can carry this and take this pretty much wherever you truly need. This can actually do a cell phone. It can do, of course, your Nintendo Switch for 40 hours. It could actually do, let's say, 12 to 13 cell phone charges. 14 hours with your Wi-Fi router. You guys could do about 4 hours with that TV back there, or 4 hours with the mini fridge. It's a great little piece with this. Yeah, they have a lot of great options with the grommets, the plugs, and everything with this. And that's what I kind of like. I really love the silicone pads on these systems, though. Because, I mean, when you're out with your car, I despise throwing plastic on my car. Having the silicone pads to allow me to set it on my car hood, I don't have to worry about it. So, great little option right here if you guys need Mini 40, beautiful station. Yeah, I like the press grommets. I really, really do like the press grommets. I'm with you there. To be able to allow you to hang those and tie them down so they don't fly away in wind is a great option, and Jackery did well with that. To have those pressed rings and grommets is really, really a cool idea. Now, we have one more system before we move to solar panels. That is going to be the 1000 plus. Now, the 1000 plus is a really great little solar power station. Now, this station, of course, comes by itself with solar panels for like $14.99, or you guys can get it as a kit, and we'll talk about the kit. First, I'm going to tell you guys, $14.99 is not your final price point. To get that 1000 plus system right there that you guys are seeing over here, you can get that 1000 plus and two 100-watt solar panels for like $9.99. There's a $500 discount. So there's a $500 coupon code on Amazon. Like I said, click and apply to apply that discount. Get that extra $500 off. Now, the 1000 plus system is an amazing little system. It is approximately 32 pounds, which is quite light, but it packs 1264 watt hours of power by itself. 1264 watt hours of power. Under 2 hours is your charge time with the system on a wall plug. That's actually a decent charge rate. If you had 4 of the 100-watt solar panels, 4.5 hours is your charge rate. If you wanted to and you were taking your trip, let's say like Blake, he's probably heading from Canada down to, let's say, the Gathering of the Juggalos. 7 hours in your car on, of course, that cigarette lighter plug, and it's fully charged and ready for you when you get there. That's a great idea for a system like this, to be able to charge it on that piece. Yeah, Ohio 4 hours. Well, you get what I was getting at, though. I mean, you take a quick drive, plug it in, and it should be almost charged by the time you get there. It's a great option. I like that they give you the option to have it being charged while it's in the car. Another great idea would be strapping your solar panels to the hood of your roof of your car, stringing those cables through your window, and allowing a solar charge as you're driving. That's another great idea. Now, by itself, great option, under $1,000 if you need to. But get the 1,000+ kit. Now, the 1,000+ kit's going to be that station and the battery sitting above it, and 2 of those 100-watt panels. Now, that is a full package deal. The moment you do that, you just doubled your battery. You have 2,528 watt-hours of power. You're going to have, of course, the 2 solar panels. $2,099 is your standard price. There's a $500 coupon, plus there's a 5% discount code. Alternator charge. Does Jackery offer an alternator charger? I think they don't. I don't know what you mean by alternator charger, Blake. I don't think I've seen an alternator charger. They offer the cigarette lighter charger, so I'm not sure the alternator charger like you're talking about. You'll have to show that with me at some point. That's a good question. I can tell you though, Blake, that they're about to drop some new products. There is some new products that Jackery is coming out with though. Now, 1,000+ kit, phenomenal because you can add batteries. Here's where it gets great with this one. You can actually add 3 batteries total with the 1,000+. That's over 5 kilowatts of hour power. At over 5 kilowatts of hour power, it's a great amount of power. Now, on this device, you have 3 AC outlets that do 2,000 watts of pure sine wave power, can peak at 4,000. You have 2 USB-C ports at 100 watts, 2 USB-A ports at 18 watts, that cigarette lighter plug, the flashlight, and of course the system itself. The battery has a linking cable. The linking cable is really well done. It's a nice high-vis orange cable. They do offer some black cables out there as well that I've seen. Now, I like it. Phenomenal little product because this is nice and portable. For the person that wants a lot of battery capacity, but also wants a smaller station that they can take with them, this gives you that option a little bit more than like the larger 3,000 plus or the 5,000. Now, yes, you guys can still take the 3,000 or the 5,000 with you. They have wheels. They have the capacity of it. I mean, you got to think that 5,000 plus system is 132 pounds. It does weigh a little bit for that. So great little options with this. Great products. And like I said, under $2,000 is your price point with, of course, that kit, the battery, the system, and 2 solar panels. Phenomenally well done. Now, we are going to start talking about solar panels. If you guys have been avid followers of Jackery, you know they had an original Solar Saga 100 panel. That panel was a great panel. It was a single-sided panel. It was a dual panel. And it was well done. Jackery said they couldn't leave it alone and they wanted to do something a little bit different with that. So they made it this one. This is called the 100-watt bifacial. Now, it's a smaller sized panel when it's folded up. It is bifacial because it charges from both sides. So you have this blue colored side. This is your reflective charging side. This is the side that's going to get that 25-degree angle charge or bounce up light. So this is the reflective charging light. And it's got these beautiful kickstands. And these are actually different than the original because they're a lot more stable, a lot more stronger, but they're also skinnier. And they also Velcro with an elastic strap. So this strap makes it easily to set at 25 degrees without a problem. Kind of cool with this. Pressed rings to allow you to snap it shut or hold it closed. Has, of course, riveted on handles and, of course, your pressed rings to tie it down. Trifold design, so you got the 3 folds, but it's going to do, of course, dual-sided. Now, this panel is large. Now, if you guys can see how long this panel truly is, this monocrystalline solar cell does really well. It is a large panel. This is going to do 100 watts of charging at, of course, that beautiful 18 volts. Now, here's the cool part about this. Fully waterproof, water resistant with IP68 rating, which means you guys can leave it out in the snow. When the winter gets done and defrosts or melts, it is still good to go. You guys can leave it out in harsh and wet weather, so rain is not going to hurt this. Technically, you guys can wash this off with the hose. You guys can leave it out in a dust storm and then wash it off with the hose, and it'll still be back up and running. This will do about 25% efficiency even in lower light settings. Now, lower light settings is just meant as overcast or slight drizzle. It does not mean black skies. It is a light panel. This thing is so light, most people should be able to carry it and take it with you. It does come with a 10-foot cable. It comes with an 80/20 style plug and, of course, a 7909 DC plug adapter. Now, with that dual-sided plug, you guys can plug it into pretty much most of these devices without a problem, even their 100 plus system, which is their smaller one. You guys could technically plug it into the 5000 plus if you wanted to, but you're not going to do a lot of charging with a 100-watt panel on that 5000 plus. It's going to take you quite a bit. This is an amazing little panel. Now, this is a great one. Phenomenally well done for the upgrading with this. $30 coupon on this one as well, so you guys can save $30 off of the 100 panel. So this is a great little panel if you guys are looking for something like that. Now you guys can also do the Mini 40. Now the Mini 40 is another great panel, of course, with this. And that is this beautiful little 2.5 pound solar panel. This 2.5 pound solar panel is going to do well. Has, of course, that magnetic clasp. Has this beautiful little opening trifold design, but it is a quad panel. This will do well for the smaller systems, the 100 plus, the 240s, the 300s. This is not meant for the very, very large 5,000, all right? It's not meant for that, let's be honest. Now, with the size of this, it's the size of a 3-ring binder. You guys as kids can put this in the backpack and it's not going to be a problem. The pressed rings right here means if you really want to, open it up, use some C-clips, hang it off your backpack, and allow it to charge as you're hiking with just 2 folds. If you guys are really, really tall, then allow the whole thing to open up and allow it to hang off you and do that as well. It's a great little piece, fully waterproof, water resistant, guys. This is a $99 solar panel. It is a beautiful little piece. Now, we also have the 100-watt Prime. Now, the 100-watt Prime is a DIY style panel. This is their glass panel. Now, this is the only one I know that they make of glass so far, but it is a great panel nonetheless. It is a fixed style panel, so you have one large 100-watt panel, fully glass. Be careful with this. Fully a metal housing all the way around. It is a bifacial design, so it gets charges from both sides. Has to be at a 25-degree angle to get that back charge. If you aren't capable of doing that angle, you guys will still be able to charge off of the front with this, which isn't a problem. Has, of course, pre-drilled holes that's going to allow you to mount it. Comes with all the mounting hardware to allow you to fix it to your RVs, your motorhomes, your house sheds, your house if you need to, or anything of the sort. Now, it has, if I can grab it, the 10-foot cable prefixed to this. Now, it has, of course, that beautiful 80/20 plug, but if you pop it off, there's an Anderson clip underneath. And the Anderson clip is going to allow you to link up multiple 100 prime panels. This does 25% efficiency even in low light settings, just like its brother, the 100-watt Solar Saga. Now, if you don't have that capability in low light settings, it's still going to do 100 watts of charging, but it can be laid flat if you really need to. So that's a $194 panel, which is great. Or if you really need to, they have their largest panel, the 500X. Now, the 500X, if I grab this little piece, you guys can see this. This is a large, large panel. Let's grab the video, let it play. This is their 500X. Now, the 500X is made from 6 85-watt panels that are interlinked. It comes with all the mounting hardware. It's going to come with, I believe, 1 cable, 10 hinges, 8 ground stakes, 1 hex key, 40 screws, 2 Anderson rubber plugs, and of course the Anderson clips and splitters. Each of these 85-watt panels links together with an Anderson clip, and then of course at the end you extend it with the cable, which then means you guys can actually extend more than just one 500X linked together if you really wanted to. The way it works is that a beautiful little, of course, accordion style, which gives you guys that 25-degree angle. That 25-degree angle means you guys are going to get that 25% efficiency in converting light when it can get that reflective light off of the back piece with this. Now, you guys will notice that that video dropped, and we'll just keep playing with this. Fully waterproof, water-resistant, IP68 rating, which is great. Now, this is a 98-inch long panel, 98 inches long. It is approximately 39 inches wide. When folded shut, it is 39 inches by 20 inches by 4 inches thick. Comes with the carrying bag and everything you can need. This will work well with, like, let's say the 2000 V2, the 2000 Plus, the 3000 Pro, the 5000 system. It's going to give you that 500 watts of charging rate on a device of this sort. It's an amazing little panel that they did really, really well with. If you guys are looking for something like that, guys, it does cost a little bit more though. It's like $999, but really, really beautifully well done. So now that is, of course, that last product of the day. I will mention a few things. First and foremost, if you're spending over $1,000 tonight, guys, use that discount code and save 5% off of that $1,000 purchase. Now, with it, you guys will see the rotating deals that we have there for you, which is great. Let me post that code for you guys one more time. Now, with that being said, phenomenal deals, phenomenal prices. If you guys have not, hit the follow button. When you hit that follow button, hit that live notification button. It will bring you back here for this show and will allow you to come back and watch this show again if you want, or it will also tell you guys when we go live on the next show. These shows are always here on Amazon, so if you guys need to come back and see them, they're here for the information. You'll also be able to click on the products and it'll take you guys to, of course, that product, so you don't have to worry about it. Now, with that, I will be back, I believe, next Tuesday with another Jackery show for you guys. A bunch of more great deals and, of course, another discount code for those live followers. So with that, hey, thanks, Blake. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. I really, really do. With that, guys, I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. That is, of course, the end of our show, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Hope you guys have a great evening. See you guys all later.
This is Jackery 5000 Plus. The batteries are powered by industry-leading LFP cells arranged in a CTB honeycomb structure. Of course, with no compromise in voltage. It outputs at both 120 and 240 volts to support 99% of household applications. A single unit outputs 7,400 watts. So even your big, power-hungry appliances keep going and going. Not to mention full support for EV charging hubs. Connect up to 10 extra battery packs for a whopping 60 kilowatt hours of storage and a 14,000 watt